Hi, folks. How's it going, everybody? All right. We're going to just go ahead and dive straight on into these reboots. I do need to make sure that my controller is working. It is not. Hi, Bennett. How are you? You got here right on time. Okay, so it should... Oh, wait, that's a DS. We are on the Game Boy. So it should still be working. So that means we've got a reboot issue. This happens a lot with this controller, unfortunately. I just need to make sure it works. We're good. We still need to reset, though. Hi, Justin. Hi, Bryce. I have little chocolate and peanut butter. Well, actually, it's not. Yeah, it's technically a peanut butter snack mix is what they called it, but we've got popcorn and pretzels and all sorts of stuff. We're shiny hunting Pseudo-Wudo. Indeed, we are shiny hunting the stick. I want the yellow stick. So I'm hoping we can get it fairly early, like kind of like how we did the Hound Hour. And so that way we won't be, you know, just sitting here for ages. No, it's yellow with red balls. I don't know what you would call those. Fingertips, technically? It's a glorified stick, so... I literally looked it up. It's yellow. Here we go. Pseudo. Woo. Do shiny. Okay, it's kind of greenish yellow. From a distance, it's much more yellow. Hi, Nat. How are you doing, friend? I have missed you, friend. How you been? I just know it. Because Nat's here, we're gonna get the shiny. Okay, it's all because of Nat. Nat brings the shiny luck. Calling it now. If you carry water, Z crystal, Pseudo-Wudo runs away? Really? That's interesting. Hi, Kyle. I would never have known that. Is there actually like a stationary Pseudo-Wudo in Sun and Moon? I don't remember that. It has been a hot minute though since I played Sun and Moon, so. No, I'm just saying you bring the luck, so we're gonna get the shiny. I do love that it prompted us before we got into this fight to save. And it saves us several button clicks. I love it. They block the area, go into the Battle Royale area. When you get... Okay. Pseudo-Wudo is always one of those types that I thought was grass for a long time. And so when I learned it was rock, I was like utterly confused. Doing all right. College is just kicking your butt. Oh, I'm sorry. Only one more week of classes, then finals week. Okay. You got this, buddy. You have this. I know you. I know you can handle it. We're just going to speak the positive vibes into you. I thought it was rock grass. I thought that too for a while. I feel like it should have been. Like, I kind of get why it's only rock, but I still feel like it should have been rock grass based on the design. But there are several Pokemon that I feel like were given the wrong typing. Take my boy, for example. Luxray should be electric and dark. It learns way too many dark moves. Sudowoodo has a mega evolution in Insurgence as Rockgrass. Hi, John. That is very interesting. Welcome on in, buddy. So, I saw your post earlier about the mon you have that's stealing all the items. And you ended up with a Master Ball and a like Mega Stones and all sorts of stuff. You're gonna have to share what the Mega looks like, though, John, because I've never seen it. Ultra Sun and Moon is the first Pokemon game that completed the National Dex, and second one would be Sword. Wow. That's honestly impressive. To have completed the National Dex in Gen 7. Because that one is all 7 gens, isn't it? That's actually incredible. From trading, yep. I got several mons from Wonder Trade that I was just like, I never would have gotten this. Actually, when trying to get the shiny charm for Sun and, or for, not Sun and Moon, for Sword and Shield, there was a group of about 5 of us, I think, who just kept trading stuff back and forth. And so I was pulling stuff out of my living decks that I have working. And was sending it to people, and they were having to send it back. But we did that just so we could, you know, finish the decks. Remember hearing about that? Yeah. Because it was me, Masonator, Kevin, I want to say Bry, and somebody else. And I don't remember who the other person was. Whale Lord is a pretty shiny. Klepto, thank you. I was like, I am absolutely blanking. Who is it? It was Klepto. Because Klepto had already done it. And he was just helping us out. Probably not. I like kind of how they're doing things now. Yeah, Whale Lord and Nuzleaf. Actually, I'm not sure if I know what shiny Nuzleaf looks like. Now that I think about it. I have a, Oh, you guys can't even hear that. There we go. So now you can at least hear what's going on in the game. But, I have a shiny C-Dot in Pokemon Go from an, I think it was technically part of an event. I also have a, 4-star. How to reset the mass outbreaks? I don't understand, honestly. Are you trying to do the, like, tutorial of it? If you're doing the tutorial, you have to go talk to Mai. First shiny was a shiny Sneasel. Nice. My first random encounter shiny was Oricorio. The red one. So it was black with the red trim. It's so good. I still have that shiny. It is forever preserved in my living dex. Three shining Graveler? Wow. Did you save beforehand, Bennett? Then you would just need to reset your Switch, aka close it out, and open up the game again. If I'm understanding you correctly and what you're asking for. Yeah, so if you save by the professor, you go to the outbreak if you don't get your shiny or whatever. You can save them, repeat. No, you shouldn't be resaving. You should have saved before you left. Somebody who knows more about this than I do. Can you please help Bennett? Because I don't know how to explain this. Where's Nick? Nick's the one who was doing that for me. He was the one trying to explain it to me. You can't reset them? This is what I was afraid of. Really? The second hordes are resettable? Interesting. No, I'm sorry, Benny. I honestly didn't know. I knew at one point you could reset and still get the shiny and stuff like that, but I think they patched all that. Come on, Pseudo-Budo. Still haven't completed the decks for Legends yet, or the story. Oh my gosh, Nat, please do. I just finished it not too long ago myself, so don't feel bad. It just rolls set in stone set of encounters. Ah, so only goes to a certain point depending on how many you catch, how many you knock out in the first horde that shows up in an outbreak. Okay. I need to do a lot of the research. The side quests and stuff like that. I need to do a lot of that. But back-to-back Shining Snow and Curliet? Bro, I'm jealous. Can't play because of college and trying to study and homework, which is evil. Yeah, I feel that. I have been in those shoes, my friend. But you got this. You can do it. You can handle it. Yeah, I don't think they're required. They're a side quest anyway. Jeez, Bennett. I just want my one shiny. Hi, Unison. How you doing today, bud? I just want this shiny. Bro. Bro, I'm jealous. I've only gotten 2 shinies in Legends. My very first one was an Alpha Frostlass. Just walked up to it. The other was we were in a distortion, and a shiny Dusclops showed up. The only 2 I've gotten. At all. Other than, of course, the given one. You're on your 6th... Bro. Can you and Bennett just stop with all the shinies and share that luck with me? 3 back-to-back shinies. My first was Rhyhorn to Rhyhorn. Second was Kricketot to Quillfish. Oh my gosh. And the one I already said. Jeez Louise, Bennett. You guys really do have so much luck. Oh my gosh. Dark, how you doing, bud? Come on, shiny stick. Jeez, Bennett. Going for the shiny tree. Attempting for the shiny stick. Holy crap. You got a shiny Wurmple that quickly? Please tell me you gave it to the guy. Please tell me you gave it to him. No, it's fine. Oh, but come on, you could just see them on display every time you walk into the city. Or the village, I should say. It's getting redonkulous. Four alpha shinies, 2 Luxio, 1 Walrein, 1 Gabite. Jeez Louise. See, my problem with the Frostlass one was that I wasn't trying to get it. I was trying to find the wisps, and I accidentally stumbled upon it, trying to get to the wisp behind it. I think it was behind it. This is in like the same room, next room, something like that. I was just like, it just got in the way. It was great. Or I was hunting Mischievous, one of the two. I can't remember. I think I needed the Mischievous, but I was looking for the wisps. There's something weird like that. Anyway. Don't matter none. It's over. Oh, excuse me. I have it. It's on my team. That's how I got 3 shiny purloins? Jeez. Hunting wisps? Bro. I'm jealous. Favorite shinies are Zoroark, Voltorb, Piplup, Quillfish, and Cyndaquil. Yeah, those are some good ones. That was me and Wormhole. He just showed up and I freaked out in a call with Nick. Oh, that's great. Finding shiny purloins. Easy. Finding wisps. Not so much. Oh my gosh. I have all the wisps and everything now, so... Oh my goodness. Because I needed the wisp to get Spirit Tomb. All the favorite ones that you have, bro. You're cracked. You're cracked. You're nuts. I heard it both ways. The right way and then yours. I've heard it both ways. Let's not open any sores. It's like, oh, the heck did you get one already? I think I was supposed to say hell, but I like who the heck even better. Who the heck? Did you get one already? Also, I can have a full team of shiny Psyducks. Bro. Oh, dark. I would have had 89, but I traded Drifloon and Bidoof, then transferred the Pokemon that they gave me. It's supposed to be how I can't spell. I think it's funnier saying, who the heck? I think it's funnier that way. Shiny odds and Arceus are ridiculous. That's what I've been told, but I've not really seen that a whole lot. Not in my game, at least. Starting to think my game did not get that boost. I think so too. Now, if only my shiny odds for this stinking thing would transfer. Because I really want this thing. It's supposed to be 1 in 1,000, and we're probably at that. We're probably close to that by now. Maybe a little less. We might only be about 600 or 700 by now. Shiny female looks right. Oh, nah. 16 shiny blue Pokemon only, bro. Actually, now that I think about it, what is Golduck shiny? Because I know Psyduck is blue. What is Golduck shiny? Because if it's not yellow, they missed an opportunity. Aw, thank you, friend. I appreciate ya. I just realized my snow run is a female, so I can get not so trash shiny unlike Glade. Oh my gosh. Golduck is like a darker blue and it has a little purple on it. Lame. They should have made him yellow. That way they could have swapped. Like, I know the Psyduck isn't quite that same color. It'd need a darker blue, but still. It's still blue. I keep looking for the little red things on his hand. There are 3 of them, so yes, technically. Live long and prosper, everyone. Dark blue with pink? That's lame. They missed an opportunity. I will say this, though. Frostlass isn't that different of a shiny from its original form. I'd have to look at them actually side by side to tell. But from what I recall, it's not that big of a difference. Only got excited for my back-to-back shinies. The rest was like, okay, cool. Come on, Bennett. You're killing me, man. I would love a shiny. Please shine Sudowoodo. I would love a shiny stick. You're not shiny. Go away. Shiny Galarian Slowbro is one of the worst. Barely any color change? Really? I haven't actually seen the shiny for that one. Oh, excuse me. I do like the Galarian Slowpoke, because didn't they just make him entirely yellow? Or that goldy color? Also crazy in Pokemon Go. 200 shiny. I mean, I've got quite a few. It gets a golden gun. Wait, what? Oh, you're talking about Galarian Slowbro? Where is... Galarian Slowbro shiny. Oh no, there's a lot of color change here. Like, he becomes a kind of a pale pink. You can't really see that. It becomes a it's a big change. I like it. Better than Slowking? Let me see Slowking one, because they had one with all 3. Now, Slowking does not look like it has much change at all. But Slowbro does. You're thinking of Slowking? Ah. Come on, Shorto. 231, jeez. I'm curious now. Shiny. I have 263, actually. I have quite a few, but most of mine are community day ones. So I have quite a few shinies. And a lot of mine are repeats and stuff, so let's do by number. Because, like, I have 1 Charmander, 2 Charizards. How's the shiny hunting going? It's going. We're just trying to get this... I'm trying to get the shiny stick. Got loads of Machop shinies that I don't need. I did get the Galarian Ponytail with the hat as a shiny. That one I was super excited about. Also, the funniest thing about my shiny Kangaskhan though is when Masonator picked me up. Do you play the Go Fest days? I play the community days. I'm gonna have to head out because I gotta drive back to college soon, but it was lovely talking to y'all. Have a great rest of your stream. Thank you, Nat. Have a great night, buddy. What was funny about Kangaskhan is Masonator and I, after he picked me up from the airport, we were driving around his town, and it was late at night, and it was toward the end of an event where I think it was specifically Shiny Kangaskhan had a boost in odds. So we ended up going around doing a couple of raids, and at the last second he was like, got any more raid passes? There's one more Kangaskhan raid if you want it. I was like, let's do it. And so we both sat there, waited on it, and ended up both getting the shiny. It was great. They're having Go Fest June 5th to June 6th. Well, I'll be on my honeymoon. So that's the end of my honeymoon, so I don't know. We very well may play while we're gone, because we'll be, in a place where we've never been and probably will never go back to, or at least not for a very long time. So we might play. I'll have to ask him about it. He's at work tonight, so June 5th is your sister's birthday. June 4th is my niece's birthday. Her due date was the 6th, but she was born on the 4th. Yep. So are they doing anything special for Go Fest this year? Because it might honestly have been what was going on was Go Fest. Because I went up the first week or two of June. Second week of June. Last year is when I went up to see him. Got loads of those. There's the Dratini that he sent me. That wasn't great, unfortunately. Did not have very good stats, but it's okay. Got a couple Mischievous. That was nice. A couple Sneasel. Do have a Teddy Ursa and an Ursaring. That was nice. Do have a couple of shiny Larvitar. I think he sent me all 3 of them, actually. Obtained by Masonator, obtained by Masonator, obtained by Masonator, yep. Have my shiny Celebi. Have a shiny Blaziken. Hey, Kyle, I has doubled the shiny Mudkips. I have 2 Kippers. Okay. Poochyena. I do have a shiny Lotad, if John's still here. I got a random encounter shiny Skitty one day. I hatched a shiny... Oh, bye, Bennett. Pokemon can have a shiny. A ton of regionals are going to have... Okay. I might need to do that, then. Yeah, almost perfect stat Medicham now, which was nice. Got a random shiny Electrike. That was nice. I have a shiny Trapinch. I think that one was from one of the events last year. Oh, it was part of GoFest. So I guess, yes, I have participated in GoFest. Yeah, we don't talk about Pogo and Mudkips, the darn thing. Oh no, I'm sorry. Got loads of Swablu. There's an Armaldo. I do have a shiny Feebas. When did I get that? Oh, it's hot garbage. LOL. Oh, I caught it. Oh, it was part of GoFest. Loads of shiny Duskull, a couple shiny Absols, a couple of shiny Spheals, my shiny Love Disc. That's just random. There's my shiny Metagross. My 26 shiny Shinxes. No, I'm not kidding. Hi, John. Aiden, how you doing, friend? We're just going through, while we're trying to shiny hunt Sudowoodo, we're going through my shinies on Pokemon Go. Oh, John, you missed it then. I have a shiny Lotad in Go. But I'm sorry that your Wi-Fi was rude. That was rude of it. I do have my shiny Riolu as my, he gained best buddy status the other day. Just dealing with homework. There's the Regigigas that I got. Yeah, so there was a Regigigas raid in town, and we walked down to it because we were just walking through part of town, and a buddy of his was sitting there at the playground near where this thing was. I guess he had his daughter playing. She was like 2 or 3 or something like that, playing on the playground. So he was just sitting there playing Pogo. And Mason Air was like, bro, you want to join us in, for this Regigigas raid? And he's like, yeah, sure. So we got a whole crew together of remotes, and we just slaughtered the whole thing. And got the shiny first try. I had never tried a Regigigas raid up until that point, and I was very proud. Loads of shiny Oshawott, too. I have a shiny Audino, which I'm not entirely sure where that came from. My random encounter, shiny Diggersby. Got it as a Bunnelby. Loads of Fletchling. I also have my shiny Sylveon, which I'm proud of. But yeah. Loads and loads and loads of things. A mega moment. Oh. Interesting. Didn't know that was a new... Must be a new research thing then. Because I've got a lot of research I still need to do. Not nearly as much as Daggum Masonator does, because he never quite finishes them. Alright, we're gonna close that. How's Crystal Clear been? It's been fun. It's very different, but in a good way. So, I started off in Cerulean, which was kind of hard. I know, seriously. Come on, shiny stick. I was really hoping that this would go as quickly as the Poochie did, but it's not. Maybe it's because he's not a good boy. Maybe that's what's causing this. It's because he's not a good boy. Oh, it's good. Oops. Oops. It's really interesting at the beginning because there's so many options for it. Because you can, you know, customize your character. You can customize your bag. You get to pick between like 15 or 20 different starters, and they actually tell you The alpha puppy. Aw. It actually tells you, like, hey, if you want to shiny hunt this, we've reduced the odds to like 1 in 1,000, so... And that's how they did with all static mons as well. So we already have 2 shinies on my team. One is actually in the PC right now because we were like, oh, wait a minute. The Gyarados is going to be shiny, so... Oh my goodness. So, I just want this stick to shine, please. So it's definitely a game for more experienced players, number 1. I'm confused. What did I say, Aiden? No, seriously, what did I say? You're guaranteed a shiny starter? Wow. I can't. I can do hacks because they use the regular ROMs. But I cannot do completely fan-made games because they usually require their own emulator. Yeah, it won't be until that I eventually get... Gosh darn it. It won't be until I get a PC that, you know, we'll be able to do some of the games that I want to do. Like, John and I think Kevin were both playing Insurgents. I can't do that until then, so... Hush now, Kyle. I have a lot of other things that I need to pay for before I worry about getting a PC. Oh no. Hi Milo. Love how that got you out of the woodwork. Oh no. No guys, seriously. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh no. And we're back on this again. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. Oh dearie me. Kyle asked me if I could play it and I said no. I opened up the can of worms. I should have seen it coming. Come on, Sudawuro. As I bought some donuts earlier. I kind of want these donuts. I have donuts. Hopefully that one ties me over for a while. So good. Donuts are very good. Come on, Pseudo-Budo. Cut me a break. We are working on getting this stinking shiny. Favorite donut? Krispy Kreme has a New York style cheesecake. It will forever be that one. Though I do like a good, like, apple-filled one. It's the only time I will ever say that I like Dunkin'. I like a good apple-filled donut from Dunkin'. Otherwise, much rather would have Krispy Kreme. Those happen to be Walmart ones. Those are, and technically those are donut holes. They're not even donuts. I want to get more Krispy Kreme. We don't have those around us. Ah, yeah, they are much more localized to the south. I'm not even entirely sure where the nearest one is near where I'm going to be living. Probably Nashville, which is like 10 hours away. I'm just not a Dunkin' fan. They're too cakey. My favorite part about the Krispy Kreme donuts is that they melt. They're just so good. Boston cream? No. I don't like the cream. And I'm not a big fan of jelly filled. I'd much rather have the apple filled. Because I'm not a big fan of like the raspberries and the cherries and the strawberries. Lemon is okay if you know that's what you're going to be biting into. If you don't know that's what you're going to be biting into, it's not okay. I think once you get up that far north, I think you start getting more local brands for donuts. More in the Midwest, so. I do like that these are so quick, but I'm still just like, oh my gosh, it's taking forever! Hi, Galen. He does thrust. He likes to dance. Well, come on in, Galen. Oh, gosh. I just want this thing to shine. I just want it to shine, please, so we can move on. So specific, the people you're stealing. Oh my. Oh, good. Mm. I got cold. Isn't this a full out time? No. Because this is technically a static mon. So it's 1 in 1,024 or whatever. I'm always specific. That's fair. Yeah, so this is the 1024 or whatever number instead of the 8,000. Because it was at all the trade mons, all of the statics, all of them were dropped in odds. What did I do to get stolen again? I don't know. Probably up for shenanigans is probably what's going on. Thank you guys so much for 10 likes. I appreciate you guys. Golly. You want to talk about out of context. Oh my gosh. Do always need a Milo. No, Dark. No, it's not happening. Yeah, better have food. Yep. I might actually get some soup later if I'm still hungry. Because I kind of got filled up between that one donut hole and the snack mix stuff. No, Aiden. Not correct. Aiden is my note taker of evil. Oh my gosh. Yes, but what kind of food do you have, Galen? Because Milo is kind of on a specific diet for a little bit because of some surgery in his mouth. Oh, no, Dark, stop. I don't like it when you start doing that. Yeah. Time to run to the store. Yeah. I went to the store earlier, so. Anyway, price rar. That's dinosaur for I love you. Oh gosh. Now here's a question, Milo. I know you said soft foods. Could you do tacos? And by that I mean like soft shell tacos? / burritos? Messaging a duck? Dodged a bullet from needing to get all my wisdom teeth removed along with an extra tooth to fix my mouth placement, so it's apparently fine now. Interesting. Oh, finally. Sorry guys, I need to read this. Finally. Wait. Dark! Dark, you did not have to do that, friend. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Started getting Ash a PC fund. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Remember, guys, that every single cent that's ever donated to me goes back into this stream. Being said, my baby canines couldn't be pulled out and they had to remove themselves. Ew. Total cost of the Medicaid. Okay, so that's the contract, which I guess we'll need to sign. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna forward that to him. Hello, Kev. Oh, not respond. I need to forward. How do I forward from here? There we go. That's what I want. Include the attachments. I need to send this to Masonator.
Oh, how we doing?
There you are. How goes it? I'm gonna back this off just a tad.
Fine.
Just fine?
I mean, I'm good. But soon it's gonna change.
Okay, you're gonna have to either talk clearer, louder, something.
I'm in the car, so can you hear me?
Now I can, because I turned the game volume down.
I'm obviously you're aware I'm going on vacation tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
But I'm going to go see Angie one last time.
Okay.
So it'll be a little hard.
That's okay. It's not the end of the world. You'll be back next week.
Assuming I don't have COVID.
Kevin. Don't even joke about that. You've already had COVID twice.
Yeah, I know. I still question if I actually had it the second time, to be honest.
That's fair.
Well, no, because did I ever tell you they never actually showed us a result? They just said you're positive. They never actually showed us the results.
Interesting.
So that's why we're like, because like we were just like, oh great, and then thinking of it later on after we got home and started quarantine, we're like, wait, they never showed us results. They just told us we were. So
See,
like, we should have asked.
See, that's why I'm glad that all of our stuff is done electronically, so I see everything.
Yeah.
Food, glorious food, glorious food.
What's crazy, because I was talking with my boss before I left work today, and of course everyone's like, oh, have a good time and all that, you know, because this was obviously supposed to be our trip that we were supposed to do back in December, but then that's when I had COVID the first time. But we had to postpone it, and we, so it's funny to think about it all, because it's like we had that trip booked, and then you had just given us the full dates for the wedding. So it was like, all right, now we have that one booked. So I already gave my boss the time off for everything for that, and then that's when I got COVID. So then they were just like, oh. So then when my mom rebooked a trip, like, all right, we're going this week. And I looked at the time, like, wait a minute. I'm gone for this vacation, then I'm back for 2 weeks, and then I'm on another vacation. And I'm talking to my boss. I'm like, is that okay? He's like, well, it's not your fault you got sick the first time.
He's
I'm
right.
like,
it's not your fault.
I'm like, I'm gonna feel awful the fact that, like, hey, I'm back. 2 weeks later, hey, I'm gone. I mean, the only good thing about it is that because I only work 3 days, you know, because I'm able to get almost 40 hours a week just those 3 days alone. You know, and then if I want to work an extra day or fill in, then it's go over. I mean, because I work 12 hours on Tuesday, 10 hours on Monday, Wednesdays and Thursdays, and I have a couple hours Monday when I load up. So I'm getting anywhere from 35 to almost 40 hours a week just by those 3 days alone. Not bad. So, I'll just have to fill in again.
Dark is right. Kevin is discording and driving again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on speaker, so... Well, you're on speaker, so I'm not technically... I mean, I told you what the other night, I hadn't been in the Discord call on Tuesday.
See, I've not gotten it. Not in anything. The whole time, I've not gotten it. So.
Well, question: when you were sick a couple of weeks ago, did you actually ever get a test for that, or did they just?
No, it was a bacterial infection. I took an antibiotic and it got better.
No, I know that, but like, because
COVID's viral.
So many people I know that are just like, there's an article that I read online that said if you are sick with anything, you should always assume that it's COVID. I'm like, that's literally
crap.
the stupidest thing I've heard. That's literally the dumbest thing I've heard. I'm like, because they just want to scare you.
Exactly. That's all it is. It's a scare tactic.
Because
there are certain things called allergies, and I have lots of them.
Yeah. I mean, I'm over here with the little sniffles because of the allergies, but I'm not going to go get a test for that.
No.
I mean, I'm going to have to be tested. Granted, I'm going to have to get a test to come back to the U.S., so.
I need to get another thing of Zyrtec.
Well, I shouldn't say if. It's if anyone ever comes out of the country to go into the U.S., they still require a test.
Really?
Yep.
Well, good thing we're not going out of the country for our honeymoon.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, it depends on the country, too. Like, some of the countries, they said, like, if you come in, they don't require it, but it's always, but the U.S. is still the one, oh, if you're coming into the United States, you have to get the test done. Now, granted, most of the tests are good within 24 hours now, and you get your results then, so. Like, it's not the friggin', I'll never forget the very first test I ever had to take done back in 2020. I waited a week for my results.
Oh, excuse me. So did I. Remember?
And I was like, well, if I actually have it, half of my quarantine time is already done.
Well, no. Mine took 14 days.
There's the entire quarantine.
Exactly. And I never had it.
Yeah. Well, now they're saying that until you know, if you have to take a test, you know, unless you don't, if you take a test and you don't have symptoms, you don't
Well,
have
see,
to get
this was the end
quarantine,
of
but
June
only quarantine if you
2020.
show symptoms.
So this was the end of
Yeah,
June 2020 when everybody was still
that's when it
scared
was
out of their
still
minds
a
of
big
the
thing.
whole thing. Like they barely even knew how to test for it at that point. And
Back then, it was just like even if you get a test, even if it's just for exposure or anything, you have to quarantine.
we had to quarantine because
Now,
that was
now
when I
it's
was
just
moving out of my old house, and my roommate got it the day before I was supposed to move out.
yeah.
And then still expected me to move out. And these guys wouldn't let me move in. And rightly so, because if I had it, they didn't want it getting in the house. And I don't blame them.
You know what I really find funny? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't both your current roommates have it recently?
Yes. But that was after we already lived together.
No, I know, but it's just funny on how your old roommate and your current roommates all have had it at some point.
And I've not.
You don't want it.
I guess being a recluse in my bedroom is a good thing.
You trust me, you don't. I mean, granted, a lot of people now just say it's just a flu, but like, it depends on also like.
I think for most people that is true, and especially for somebody who's, you know, mid-20s like we are, and relatively healthy. You know,
really
like I'm an asthmatic, but my asthma only gets triggered by exercise. Yeah. Like when I've been running past week or so, every time I've like I'll walk fine, but the second I start running and I start really breathing heavily, that triggers my asthma.
Think about this, okay? Because originally, when the pandemic first started, they originally were saying that anyone with weakened immune systems or elderlies were at risk.
And technically, asthmatics are considered weakened immune systems, right?
Yeah, but it depends on your kind of asthma. Some people can have it, like myself, and not be too triggered. You know, like my asthma will only be triggered by certain things.
Mine is almost strictly environmental. So, like, if there's a lot of pollen, and if I'm sick, or exercise, those are the two triggers for me. My mom's hairspray is one of my triggers. We were talking about that earlier because my friend came over to figure out what we were going to do with my hair, and she did up my hair. That's why it's partially still curly. And so she was using a spray. I found a thing of hairspray that doesn't use an aerosol can. And I was like, this is great to try because it's not going to trigger my asthma.
Whenever I get sick with anything, like it could be the flu, it could just be a cold, it could be any kind of, cold virus thing, it goes straight to my chest every time.
See, that was kind of what I was wanting the last couple of times that I've gotten sick. I've been wanting it to do that because it was stuck in this weird middle spot in my throat that I couldn't get rid of. Because it's like if it hits you in the chest, you can cough it out and it be done and over with.
But it's funny though, because when I had COVID back in November, that wasn't even the worst cough I've ever had. It wasn't even really in my lungs.
Yep.
And that was everyone's biggest fear. My family were like, "Oh my God, you're the asthmatic. You're gonna, And I took my nebulizer as a precaution just to keep my lungs open, just in case something were to happen.
Yeah.
And that was doctors. But I was already on a medication to help my asthma anyway. And they think that because I was already on that medication before I had COVID, and they may help prevent severe symptoms. Because I literally only had a cough the first time I was in.
See, my brother's also an asthmatic, and his are triggered by lots of exercise, so he has to be doing a lot of it, because he was always, big macho man, athlete and stuff. Whereas I was an athlete, and when I was in season, my asthma was never in trigger. But it was like at the very beginning of a season, my asthma would trigger. But when he got COVID 6 months or so ago, or little before that, right before their house got hit, remember?
Yeah, it was right before our ranch and I was come down.
Yep. So they got sick right then, and he had that cough for about a month or two after. It was a while.
Because the thing is that the cough is always the last to go.
Yeah.
The only other thing kind of lingers is if you were to lose your senses.
Yeah.
But some people, like when Angie lost hers, she got hers back within a week. But yeah, I know someone that still hasn't gotten it in 3 months.
But my dad lost his. It was either his sense of taste and smell, or just one of the other. But only for like 3 hours, and then it immediately came back.
Yeah.
And I think my sister-in-law lost partial taste or something like that.
My senses weren't gone, but they definitely weren't as strong. And it was only taste. My smell was perfectly fine.
What would classify as a mild case of asthma? I would think it would be probably more like mine. Mine is not necessarily triggered by anything. It's triggered by compounding things. So, like, if pollen is really bad, it'll trigger my sinuses to act up. And if my sinuses get really bad, it can cause some issues with my asthma. Or if I get sick because of the pollen triggering something in my sinuses, like I did a couple weeks ago, that can trigger my asthma. It didn't exactly trigger it. Running, I'm good for a little bit, but at the tail ends, when I start really breathing hard, I think it's because it pushes a lot on the rib cage. It can affect my asthma. But I don't usually have issues with it. Like, even at that point the other day, I had some pain in my lungs because of it the other day. But even then, I wouldn't say it was quite enough for me to warrant actually using my inhaler, because it was gone in a matter of seconds, like 30 seconds to a minute. If it had continued, I probably should have taken a hit from my inhaler, but my emergency inhaler has been out of date for over 2 years. So,
see, another thing that I also
which I should probably get fixed.
Another thing that is based on vaccines and all that too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's been a year since I got my first vaccine, and then I just got the booster last Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because
they made such a big deal about the timelines and stuff. You had to do it 28 days and blah, blah, blah.
But it's funny too, because now they're just like, all right, get it whenever. But it's funny because, like, a lot of people I know, like my mom and dad both got severely sick after it. Angie got severely sick after it. You know, and it's like, oh, I got my vaccine perfectly fine. The only thing that happened was I almost passed out the day I got it, but I was fine within 20 minutes. I was perfectly fine again. When I got the booster,
I remember you telling me about that.
Yep. When I had the booster, though, last week, is I had more side effects from that. It wasn't anything severe. It was just like some body aches and I felt nauseous at some points.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it was just like by the time Friday rolled around, I was perfectly fine again.
Smoke is a huge trigger for me, and strong perfumes.
Yeah.
What was really bad is at my old job, I was having to sit in the back stairwell during service so that I could, pop out, be ready to go. And one of the ladies was showing, I think, cleaning crew around or something. And I don't know which of the three of them, because there were two ladies she was showing around. I don't know which of the three of them was wearing very heavy perfume. I think it was my coworker. But one of them was, to the point where it triggered my asthma right before I was supposed to go sing. And I made it through the song somehow and immediately had a massive asthma attack. Like, took 4 hits for my emergency inhaler when you're supposed to take 2. It was so bad.
I mean, we can also talk about the time when you needed your inhaler because of Milo Surrender.
That was great. I just hadn't laughed that hard in a long time. That is memorialized on my channel.
I think that's did I edit that one for you, or did you do that?
Yeah, I think you edited that one for me.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did.
Because I remember you did the Palkia corner with Ian.
Yeah, the Palkia in the corner. That one's one of my favorites. Because I only have a couple of shorts. And
yeah. Shorts have been hit or miss recently. It's like, some people some of them really fly. Like I did
Mm-hmm.
one with the when I found a shiny Shellos, and that one kind of went off a little bit. I got like 300 views. Then I just did one with the shiny Hippowdon, and I got like 20. So it's like it just really depends on which ones get pushed and what's big at the time. Like I remember Among Us used to get pushed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it really just depends on like what's big and popular at the time. But I
Yeah.
know YouTube's algorithm's really starting to push stuff out again, which is pretty good for us content creators.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, because I did the 3. I did Ian kicked out Palkia. And I pulled a what now, which was the Mewtwo card. I did both of those, and then you did Milo Surrender.
Yeah.
Because that was when you won in Fall Guys. Can you believe that was that long ago?
I missed that game.
When that was a year ago. What is
it actually?
It says it almost to the date. April 26th.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I
wouldn't have guessed that.
Did you upload that day of, or did you?
No,
it was a few days after.
That was several days after. Because I sat there and pondered on how I was going to do it. Because I did it long way, I did it horizontal the first time and then redid it vertically. So it could be a proper short.
Oh, that's right. Because I think we were doing something, and that's when you had me review which ones.
Mm-hmm. I still love Ian kicked Palkia out of the corner. That one's still one might be my favorite.
That whole thing,
Milo Surrender.
That whole video, that whole showdown battle we did when he picked our teams was just great.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why I keep saying we need to do a game night with him, Masonator, Devin, and Tyler.
Absolutely.
Like, can you just imagine the shenanigans between your fiance,
Did
Ian,
you really,
Devin, Tyler?
Kyle? He joined the community right before that fabled Fall Guys win. So you've been in the community for only a year, Kyle? Or at least this sect of it, I should say?
Kyle had been around for a little bit, but I don't think he was a part of our side until about a year ago.
Okay.
I remember seeing him in, like, Linz and Tobin's server a lot originally.
Gotcha.
That's where I first met him.
Gotcha. Soda Wudo, come on!
Also, I'm just pulling up to her work, so I'm probably gonna dip out of here in a minute.
Okay. Please shine.
At least when she starts walking out. I'm most likely gonna tackle her.
These boots were made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. My dad really wanted me to wear like biker boots as part of my wedding outfit. He really did. He was surprised when I said I was gonna wear sandals. I'm like, but it's outside in summer. He's like, fine.
I always think of Puss in Boots from Shrek 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's one, because both Shrek and Shrek 2 is when they did the medley of like big hits from the 80s.
Yeah.
And 90s. Sorry, I know a lot of
just over a year, but in Linz and Tobin's a little while longer. Didn't really start getting comfortable till I joined the side of the community. Aww. Well, we love and appreciate you, Kyle. Very much so. Ooh. Oh, that reminds me. I need to upload some stuff for Tyler so that he can get some more episodes done. Because he's...
yeah. One and only Mystic Fates. I met him.
Because episode 16 should be going up tomorrow.
Did you guys put it down to once a week?
No, so it was supposed to be last Friday, but because of Tyler's flight, he didn't get the episode done in time.
Gotcha.
So we
Sorry,
postponed another week. Andy!
Hold on.
Andy!
Hold on.
Andy!
Hold on.
Andy! Andy! I need the shiny look! Andy!
What?
Hey!
Sorry, I was confused.
No, you're good. I was saying, Angie, I need the shiny look.
Oh, Johnny, let's go.
Shiny look better go. Come on. Come on, roll. Come on. You're not shiny.
Alright.
Well, I was a fail. Sorry.
No, never a fail.
Alright, well, I'm gonna bounce out though. Good luck with the rest of the shiny hunting.
All right, have fun.
Bye.
Bye. Hope by next year I'll be able to meet some of the community at like PAX or AWA, maybe. We won't be going this year, but we may go to AWA at some point in the future because it's in Georgia and I have family in South Carolina, so we'd be able to not necessarily pop on over, but you know, come see some folks. Need to do a family vacation because I doubt my anxiety would be good enough to travel alone. That's okay. Hey, a lot of people have a lot of anxiety about traveling alone. I was one of those. The very first time I got on a plane that I can remember, because I rode on a plane a couple of times when I was young. But one of the very first times I got on a plane was coming home from college. And, yeah. Had to fly by myself. Not pleasant. The very first time, like, it was a nice flight, I'm not saying that, but the anxiety of it was not good. Now I fly alone and I'm fine. I have no problems with it. But it took a couple of tries. Now, and it took learning about these little boogers here before it really helped. Well, that's good, Price. We're just not going to be really in a good financial spot to afford going to AWA this year because we have to pay for our wedding and a truck. So it's going to be a while before, you know, we really start seeing more money come in. So, and that's okay. That's just kind of where we're going to be. And hopefully we'll be able to, you know, get a house at some point, and so we'll have to be, you know, conscientious about that as well. But yeah. So, hopefully soon we'll be able to do that. I'm thinking probably AWA next year. Not 2022, but 2023 would be my guess. I have not, you know, talked that over with Masonator yet, but like if we were going to do any, that would be the one I would shoot for. Oh, excuse me. I kind of wish I had some more water. Not gonna lie to you guys. Come on. Stick. You're not the shiny stick that I want. Won't be able to this year because I gotta save up for my next tattoo. Ooh! What kind of tattoo are you getting? That's great, Kyle. And trust me, I get having to prioritize your money toward bills and other things like that. Trust me, I get it. We had quite a few things come up here lately with that. So, definitely get it. Actually, I need to talk to my roommates about how we're going to handle rent. Who are you? I've not responded to you. Why do you think I want your products? Like, seriously. I've not responded to this person. Why would they think I want their products? Probably getting the evos of the previous tattoo. So, what is your previous tattoo? We can get an artist who can draw it. Because the references I picked out are both in the are not in the style you want. Oh, interesting. See, I know nothing about tattoos. I'm one of those weird people. For two reasons, tattoos are a no-no for me. Okay. I don't like needles at all. Literally have like straight up panic attacks over them. Not a fan. And I don't like stuff on my skin. Like lotions and stuff I don't like. It's part of the reason why I don't wear makeup. You know, that sort of stuff. The like when I go and get a massage, I have to come home and shower. And then I still feel that sticky lotion that they use. And it's not like it's unpleasant. It's just I don't like it on my skin. Like even today I had to, because we were doing, you know, kind of the trial of sorts with my hair for the wedding, they tell you not to wash your hair for the day. And so, you know, I had to shower with my hair up. But apparently I missed part of the back of my neck because of it when I was showering. And so the back of my neck was gross. And I was like, I don't like it. I don't like it. Get it off me. And it wasn't like gross. It was just, it wasn't as clean as the rest of me. And I shower every day. Do not think I'm like gross. Hate needles too. Got wrestled by nuns for vaccine. I feel like I need a bigger explanation for that story. That too long didn't read did not cut it for me. Tattoo experience is very therapeutic. Interesting. I also don't have the greatest pain tolerance. It's kind of a hit or miss. Because like I can, you know, lift up a bunch of stuff and deal with that kind of pain. A kick in the shins is painful. You know? The thing that killed me the other day was I was doing sit-ups and at one point literally could not get myself up, and I actually like had a spasm in my stomach or in the muscles around my stomach and then fell back on the ground. It was actually kind of bad. I was like, well, I guess that one doesn't count, and had to redo it. It was not pleasant. It was not pleasant. I also bruise very easily. So I have a feeling like by the time that they would have gotten done with it, I'd just be absolutely black and blue. I needed shots, so we went to a church that was doing them for free. They had to wrestle me down to keep me still long enough to just do the required one. Oh no. Yeah, I'm not a shot person at all. And that really didn't come until I was until I was older. I had a really bad experience getting a shot in Publix for the Tdap shot right before my baby niece was born, the oldest one. Like, I knew I didn't like the shots, and I knew, like, sometimes I had some at least mild anxiety about it. What I failed to realize is that I hadn't eaten that day. And so, you know, she sticks me. I'm deliberately looking over here. She sticks me. She's like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, give me a minute." Next thing I knew, she's picking me up. You know, because I thought I'd fallen. I genuinely thought I fell dead asleep. But, she ended up picking me up and was like, "You know, are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, give me a minute." She's like, "No, you just passed out on me." I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, you're on the floor." I'm like, "When did I leave the chair?" Like, I slid straight out of, like, I actually fell forward and hit my head on the floor and didn't know it. I still actually have a goose egg right here. And that was, there's almost 3. Yeah. So it would have been actually middle of May because it was right after I got my car. Because I got my car on like May 5th or something like that. And it was like a week later. Yeah, it was not a pleasant experience. Not a pleasant experience. Yeah, when I was in high school, I had to go to a dermatologist because I had horrid acne. And she put me on what's called Accutane, which I will never recommend. I don't care how bad your acne is. It's not worth it. It's not. It's horrible. And when you are on Accutane, they make you do monthly blood draws to make sure that, you know, nothing's going amiss. Like, that should have been their indication that this is a bad medication. You know? And for us girls, they made us do pregnancy tests and stuff. You had to pee in a cup. It was awful. It just felt so unnecessary. But anyway, I don't know what it was about this doctor, but she had the magic touch when it came to getting the required blood out of your arm. You never once felt her needle. She used one of those short little butterfly needles. You never felt it. She kept you distracted the entire time. Basically, by the time you asked, "When are you gonna stick me?" she's like, "You're already done and the bandage is on." Like, it was that fast. You never knew. She was amazing. Unfortunately, I really wish that everybody else was that good. When I went to the hospital back in November, and had to have an IV in, I warned them ahead of time. I'm like, "I will pass out on you guys." And they're like, nah, you'll be fine. No, about passed out on him. And actually, I deliberately slid back because they had me in a wheelchair already. Because they just went ahead and once you sat in their little office, you got put in a wheelchair. And so I deliberately like laid myself back in the chair, and one of the techs got so nervous. She like jumped on my knees, like trying to keep me upright. I'm like, no, I did that on purpose. I'm like, I could feel my head spinning. Trust me, I did that on purpose. That was not involuntary. Oh gosh. Did that for certain meds I've taken in the past to make sure levels weren't too high or too low. Yeah. It's part of the reason why I'm very thankful that my blood sugar issues have kind of worked themselves out. Because we're fairly certain I was hypoglycemic. Which could have, you know, resulted in, you know, needing to be on some form of diabetic medication. If it weren't, you know, doing its own thing. But it's kind of taking care of itself, really. I've not had very many issues with it at all in a couple of months, actually, now that I think about it. There's some days that are worse than others. where I've had some mild issues. Like the other day, I didn't eat until almost 12:30, 11 or 12:30, 1 o'clock, something like that. And so I was feeling it in my stomach a little bit. Didn't help with personal experience that I have a fear of needles. Yeah, same. Not afraid of knives, though. Bad experience was stepping on a sharp object? Oh, gosh. Well, very glad that you are fine and safe. Very glad for that. That's probably something that we're going to have to do once I get my new doctors and everything up there. Is probably going to have to do a full workup. Just say, okay, this is where you were. Let's see where you are. Let's see if we need to fix anything. Because we're probably going to have a few of those. Oh gosh, stepping on the sharp objects. Gosh, that makes me think of the stupid pin push, the push pins. Do you guys know what I'm talking about if I say push pins? I was afraid of bugs enough to be like, oh no, grab a knife to deal with a bug? That's a good idea. Then screamed and dropped it and ran to get my mom and ran back and boom, bad experience. Oh my gosh. Oh god. Oh god. But do you guys know what I'm talking about when I say push pins? Something you would use for like a bulletin board or something. Well, when I was about 5 or so, I was at daycare and they had, you know, a couple rows of computers. I don't remember why I was sitting at the computer because I don't even think I was playing on it. But I'd been sitting in that chair at the computer, and when you're that little, you know, you kind of have to hop into the chair and then you kind of hop out of it. And I did that and stepped on some of those push pins and screamed bloody murder, and they were like, what's wrong? And I'm like, ow. Because I didn't know what happened. And so I fell back, you know, into the chair, next to the chair, something like that, and pulled up my foot because I, you know, had only been wearing my socks because we'd taken off our shoes for some reason. And there were about 5 or 6 push pins in my foot that had just been loose under the desk that they never knew about. And apparently they were pointing upward because they all ended up in my foot. Oh, that was not a pleasant day. Because the daycare lady, I think, had to pull them out, or she waited till my mom got there, wanted to, because it was like I was getting called to be dismissed type deal. So it was the end of the day. Not swimming afterwards. Is it called a laceration? Or the thread in a wood? Oh, thread in a wound. You're talking about stitches. I thought you said the kind of wound, and that's why I was like, wait a minute. You're talking about stitches. I have never had to have stitches except for the ones in my mouth from my wisdom teeth surgery. I've technically had 2 different surgeries because I had my adenoids taken out when I was a kid. And they were supposed to burn my tonsils, and they didn't. That would have saved me a lot of trouble back in November. But anyway. But the other one was my wisdom teeth. Yep. I had 4 of them, all impacted. Or no, I'm sorry, 3 of them impacted. 1 erupted. And for those of you youngins, let your parents know that if you have to get your wisdom teeth taken out, if they are considered to be impacted, they are not covered under dental, they are covered under medical. Keep that in mind. If they are erupted, they are dental. But anyway, life lessons with Ash. That is your life lesson for today. Yeah, my brain just went, nah. I love that. Brain just went, nah, fam. Not about it. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Sorry, I hit the wrong button, guys. Throw this. You don't need. You just can remember random Pokemon fact instead. Yeah, it's like the SpongeBob episode where they're searching for a specific, or they tell him that all he needs to remember is fine dining and breathing, and so they literally light everything else on fire until all he remembers is fine dining and breathing. Oh, you actually did it, Aiden. I didn't realize you actually put it on there. See, I kind of wish I did know Pokemon facts a little bit better than I do. I'm not the world's greatest PokeTuber, guys. I hate to break it to you. As much as I like to fake it, I'm not. Come on. I'm not very good with Pokemon stats. That's my biggest struggle that I have learned that I have is stats. Like, I don't know who's a physical attacker, who's special, who's like especially defensive mon. I don't know those things. I need to learn them. And I feel like I'm learning as I go, but I'm also very forgetful about it too. Like, I'll have the same mon 2 series in a row and forget. All type charts just fine, but random words that I need in conversations, just nope. I was watching a B. Dylan Hollis video earlier, and one of the comments was, "I love your vocabulary." Because he was using terms like egregious and stuff like that. And he used one word I'd never even heard of. And I was like, wow. Spent a lot of time in the Pokemon database during Gen 6 through 7. Not due to not being able to play those games at the time of release. Oh. Gotcha. Because you didn't have a 3DS, I assume? Or just didn't have the games? Okay. Here's going to be our deal, folks. We've been going for an hour and almost 40 minutes. We're going to go for another 20. Didn't get a 3DS till I was 18? Gotcha. I didn't get my own 3DS until I was 22? No, 21. No. I lived with my aunt. I bought it myself. Bought it from a friend of mine. So I was 20 when I bought it. And that was after Sun and Moon had already come out. But before Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I think. I think it was right before and I just didn't know it. But let's go for another 20 minutes unless we get the shiny like right now. Okay? And then if we get the shiny in the next 20 minutes, we might go a little longer. But that's my plan. If we don't get it in the next 20 minutes, that's fine. We'll just pick up in the next stream with it. Okay? Sound like a game plan? Because I've been, I got myself dehydrated yesterday, so I do need to be drinking a lot more water, and I've only had 2 or 3 of these, so I need a couple more before the end of the night. And it's already 8:30, so. Yeah, I bought my copy of Alpha Sapphire and my 3DS from a friend of mine for like $110, I think is what I paid him. He was a buddy of mine, so. He actually just texted me the other day. He was like, right after you leave is right, or we start coming to your church right as you leave. I was like, yeah, sorry. Sounds like a good plan. So yeah, about another 15-ish, 20 minutes, and then we will call it a day. Let me actually go ahead and start looking to see if anybody's live, and totally not quitting in the next 5 minutes. Because that's happened to us a couple of times. I've gone to raid somebody and then they immediately ended. So let's go subs all. Okay, he's live. She's live. Oh, he's live. I don't know what that is. Okay, maybe we'll get a couple more. Hydrate or dihydrate, please don't dihydrate. Would be too much paperwork. Yes, that needs to be everybody's like mantra. Hydrate or dihydrate, please don't dihydrate. Would be too much paperwork. Dying is too much paperwork. That's the quote. That is the quote. Dying is too much paperwork. Oh, that is great. Oh my gosh, dying is too much paperwork. Come on, Pseudo Wudo. I want the shiny stick. Now, here's my question. I wonder if we'll be able to tell based on the dark colors versus, having to wait until it, brightens up. Because you know how when it comes across the screen, it's black or blackened, I'll say. Kind of like a blackened chicken. But anyway. And then it, pops the color. So does someone need to put that in the quote section of Price Server? I mean, they can if they want to. I've already been quoted in there tonight, so. I gotta stop hitting the wrong buttons. I'm sorry, guys. Ah. Ears are popping. Come on, Pseudo Wudo. Please be nice to me. Tis done. Oh my gosh. You gotta look at this one. Dying is too much paperwork. It is though. Because you gotta think, especially, you know, if you die at a hospital, you gotta do all, the hospitals now gotta do a crap ton of paperwork. They gotta send it over to the funeral home. Funeral homes gotta do paperwork. They gotta get you a death certificate, you know, all that sort of stuff. Like, there's a lot of paperwork involved with dying. Not to mention if you buy a casket or if you're cremated, you know, there's paperwork there. There's paperwork if you buy flowers. Yeah, it's perfect. That's the whole point of those quote sections, is they're just so out of context randomness, and it's great. Like Aiden putting in my comment about, I just want the stick to shine, please. What just came through? Oh, okay. Oh, is that talking about the, yeah, that one of him and Kylie, because that was hilarious. Please tell me you guys have seen the video of Vinny and Kylie with Giratina, right? Because it's fantastic. I just thought of school field trips or something, like when people say, please don't die, it would mean too much paperwork. Yes. I mean, if you die on the job, it's a lot of paperwork. Stuff like that. And it's good. There should be a lot of paperwork because it would hopefully discourage people from doing something stupid. Like, I made way too many workman's comp jokes the last couple weeks that I was working. But one of them was very much, you know, appropriate because we had a massive leak and nobody knew about it. And so our head of media and IT walked by by where the leak was and apparently busted his tail. Oh, it was bad. I don't know, but I'll check on that at some point. Oh gosh. Yeah, he absolutely busted his tail. But he ended up being fine, but he said he thought that his pride was more bruised than anything. I was like, I don't blame you. And one of my kind of fears, I worked a little, at least once a week I had to get up on like a 2-step ladder. You know, they're not that big, but you know, I was having to lift heavy boxes over my head that are just full of paper, which you wouldn't think paper is that heavy. But when you get a box full with stacks this thick of paper, it's a lot. They're heavy. And I was having to lift them over my head, and I would often lose my balance. So, and actually as a kid, or not a kid, as a teenager, I was doing something very similar. I was organizing a library, actually, doing exactly what I was doing. And fell off of a ladder 3 times in the same day. Luckily, my friend caught me. It was twice or 3 times, I don't remember. But he caught me at least twice, 2 of those times. But yeah, I've had my fair share of falls in my time, but in my adult life, not too much accidents, weirdly enough. Yeah. I once went out a 2-story window into gravel, but somehow was perfectly fine, but running down a hill at slightly faster pace than walking, nope, you fall. See, my thing is I trip over my own 2 feet. So, like, the other day I started running, and, you know, I've been going for walks, and then for part of it I'll run, and then I'll go walk the rest of the way, and then when I hit the corner of my road, because I live on a big loop, I run home. And I cannot tell you how many times I about trip, because I'll start running, but my feet trip over each other constantly. So I've never had to jump out of a building, so 2-story window sounds not fun to me. Especially with my ankles, because I roll them quite frequently. I haven't rolled them in a while, knock on wood, but I have in the past. Like, my very first day of my junior year of high school, was walking to the lunch line, and there was a big dip in the in the little mini hill there and fell straight down. Busted my tail. And it was bad because I just kind of had to sit there. And they were like, "Are you good?" I'm like, "I mostly damaged my pride, but I really think I actually busted my butt." I head into stuff. Yep, that's me. Like, I don't remember what I was doing. Oh, I was trying to close our window. So we have, like, shutters inside of the house, and Roscoe likes to open them so that he can look out. Well, I knew somebody was coming, or I heard the mailman down the street, and he flips out over the mailman. And so I went to go shut them, and I guess I leaned forward trying to look to see and smacked my forehead on the glass. That was just today. I was like, really, guys? I was just sitting here like, really? Really? Hit into stuff. Yeah. I did that as a 4-year-old. Oh, yeah. So apparently, when I was about 4 years old, we went to the beach for the first time. And I'm not a big beach person now. And this might somehow have a possible tie-in to this. I'm not entirely sure. But it was my first time, you know, being at a condo and stuff. And, you know, people were outside on the little balcony. And I ran to go out there and ran smack into the screen door. Because it was a glass door, excuse me. Because I'd never seen a glass door like that before. Just smack straight into it. And then apparently my brother did the exact same thing a few minutes later. It was great. I didn't want to leave her in the impossible danger of a break-in. Aww. Had a godly presence protecting me for sure. Only explanation. Wait. You jumped out of the 2-story building at 4? Friend. Huh? You landed on your feet. Please tell me you, like, rolled out of it, because that's, like, the only way to get out of one of those situations. Is to roll out of it. Because that keeps the momentum and doesn't put all that straight pressure on you. On, like, your ankles and your feet. That's crazy. 4 years old? Okay. Okay. Now let's look. New activity. How? Okay, let's go for another couple minutes and see if we get this shiny. You actually remember the experience pretty vividly. Wow. That's honestly impressive. That's honestly impressive. See, I don't even remember, you know, the screen door, glass door incident. I don't remember that. My mom's just told that story repeatedly. Itchy. Dang it, Sudowoodo. Mm-hmm. Come on, Sudowoodo. We got less than 5 minutes in the stream. Please shine. I supposedly, as early as I could speak, talked about meeting God before birth without knowing anything about religion too, so maybe the godly presence thing could be backed up. I don't know. Well, you certainly had a guardian angel. One of the two. For certain. There's a weird kid with incredible luck. I mean, I certainly believe in divine intervention. And if that divine intervention was just so that, you know, you could be sitting in this chat with me today, I will be 1000% for it. I am one of those people. I am religious. Obviously, I worked for a church. But I very much, you know, believe in divine intervention. Did he really say that? Did you really say that, Frank? Gosh darn it, Frank. Are you trying to claim that you saw Bigfoot in your backyard carrying your trash? I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, was your dad out there covered in vines or both? Was it, I mean, you did say it's at night, so it was dark. Could it have possibly been like somebody like your dad or somebody like that out there, and it just like maybe wearing a jacket or something that made him look hairy or whatever? Is that a possibility or no? Okay. Last one. It's gonna be the last one of the stream, guys. Please be shiny. Nope. That's it. That is it, folks. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. I very much appreciate you guys. We've only got 4 people hanging out. And there doesn't look to be that many people live. Let me take another gander at this. I don't even know what that. Nope. Stop. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna go on a raid tonight, friends. That's okay, though. thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys. Love you all. I will probably be live at some point tomorrow. Not exactly sure. And that's a maybe. And I'm going to try to either do some recording or to be live Saturday. But I'm going to my parents' house that afternoon, and I'm not entirely sure when I'll be coming back here. So, but that being said, love you all, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!